Looks like the zombies gave up attacking your front yard. And now they're trying your backyard. Stop it.
I didn't say anything.
I heard you.
I was in the process of...
And to top it all off, you can't even use your mushrooms. Because they fall asleep during the day. Well, isn't that just dandy? Fun fact for you, a dandy was an old English word for like...
A bonce, a gentleman.
A gentleman, but also a certain kind of
powdered wig.
But it also it had a sense of, you know, being a dandy was being particularly prestigious, almost like a hipster. Some people really like hipsters. It's that kind of word.
Yeah.
So, now we have a lily pad, which lets you plant non-aquatic plants on top of it.
They're relatively cheap.
Oh yeah, they are. And they are a necessity, obviously, in this game. This series
Can
of
you
levels.
put a spud mine on a lily pad?
No, you cannot.
That's what I was going to say.
It has to go on the ground.
That seems ridiculous.
Although, when we get to the roof levels, it can go in a flower pot, but that's because it's still in physical ground.
Fair. It's got to be in dirt.
Yeah. And no one too terrible, so worst comes to worst, I'll use him, but I don't think I will.
So you can't use any of the shrooms from last game?
No, not at the moment. Later on we get an option to do that.
Okay.
But just now it's not there. So, fun fact for you, probably the only reason I became so good at Plants vs. Zombies is because the computer I played it on when it first came out it loaded so quickly, and I think that when the Horde arrived, everything slowed down, so it gave me more thinking time.
Taking advantage of them frame drops. I like it.
I didn't, do it intentionally. It's more a question of I realised after I'd completed it, completed everything, someone else was playing on their computer, and it ran so much faster.
See, you get that sometimes with the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games. That, when there are a number of enemies or, attacks or particles on screen, the frame rate slows down, so the rendering rate slows down, but the frame rate stays the same, so everything goes in slow-mo, and it's super handy.
Yes. So there you are, that's probably the only reason I ended up being able to play this game with any kind of reliability.
Yeah. Yeah, you took a while to build your first pea shooter, though, I was going to say.
Well, that's because he's doing that. It's just making more food, money production.
How do lawnmower water?
So
that seems like a bad idea.
It takes down the first sort of zombie, anything that's in this space.
But it doesn't chug through the pool like a mechanical hippo.
No. But soon you will get an option to buy pool cleaners.
In fact, you should talk at some point about money because you've got $2.5 grand at the moment.
No? Oh, do I?
Yeah, you have got.
Okay, I believe you. At the moment, I'm mostly saving up for seed pods. I can do it without, but it's probably best to show off the game as you're supposed to do it. And
fair, good job. Seed pods is the slots at the top, isn't it?
Yeah, the slot seeds. No slot.
Plant slots.
Seed slots. And the more of those you have, the more option you have in what you take with you in each level. When you've completed it first time around, in order to get all the achievements, you then have to do it again with Crazy Dave, picking all of your the first 3 of your plants, and he usually picks ones that are not terribly useful.
Fair. Like cherry ball.
Like cherry ball. No, it really depends. There are certain levels where you really need select ones, and you have to make some sacrifices based on the way you play. You will have noticed I like to slow them down. And that becomes more apparent later, and there are different ways of doing it, and sometimes it's quite good to take you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
To make you
it's like the thing you can do with Pokemon. It's kind of it's forcing you to use strategies you sometimes wouldn't. Have I told you about the weird way of playing Pokemon?
No.
It's called a Nuzlocke, and basically what you do is the rules are there are limits on how frequently you can catch Pokemon. The rule is generally per area you can only catch one Pokemon ever. That's it. First Pokemon you catch there, you can catch no more.
Wow.
And when a Pokemon on your team faints, it's considered dead, and you have to release it and can't use it anymore.
Oh no.
So that A, forces you to use Pokemon that you otherwise wouldn't because you just get what you're given.
Yeah.
And also it makes you play a much more careful and interesting game.
Protecting what you've got and making sure it doesn't faint.
And if it does faint, it's fucking traumatic. When it's just like, oh god, Charmander's just dead. He's never coming back. Very interesting though. Yeah.
I'm guessing this one's not aimed at children.
No, not exactly. Well, it's not official. It's just it is a way to play it.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just play it in any given Pokemon game, but it's just a
choice.
Yeah, and like me and the boy and the dragon did a let's play of like it once of like the three of us doing that for just like 7-ish episodes, just to kind of it's a way of challenging yourself. No, you didn't need to play Chomper, did you?
No, I meant to put Chomper in front of him.
Oh, sure, right.
Oh well.
And they're not gonna get that far.
No, I'll still pass the level. It's just
easily,
annoying.
I assume they're not slowed down by the lily pads.
No, they're as fast as anything else. Thank you.
Yeah, you got 4,500, so.
Oh yeah, I got plenty. It's just
Money. Yeah. Cash money.
so annoying. Oh yeah, so as you'll see, the waterways, they are the slowest ones to get zombies. Usually have a...
But if they fucking pop up in a rubber ducky.
But when you get a wave, they pop up further along.
Motherfuckers.
So it's the whole thing, if you have longer to build up, but you should never neglect it because they do hit back.
Not gonna show us what that was. Cool.
Oh, that's a squash. Sorry, guys. So yeah, the squash is zombie.
Oh, so it's just a neon plonk.
Yeah, he just sort of jumps and grabs whatever's nearby. So unlike the potato mine, which you can only take one creature, this will squash anything that's close enough. So I'll show that off in a second.
Awesome. I do like how the mushrooms just take up the one row. That's handy.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
That is aesthetic.
It's
Aesthetic. Fuck me.
an aesthetically pleasing thing to the doctor.
There we go.
He's neurotic. And I've never been neurotic.
I knew I hired you for a reason.
To be able to correct your words, I don't think that's my best lot in life, I'm afraid.
Because usually it's vice versa.
That hurt me. So yeah. Techniques for Plants vs Zombies. Honestly, just get in there and play, it's fun. You can do all kinds of gimps to yourself, which the game will give you later on. It has... The challenge options are fantastic and great fun. And on the original iOS, I have no idea about Android, I apologise, I didn't have one at the time. The original iOS game was excellent for the achievements. They're on this separate little screen, you could scroll down. If you scroll down far enough, you'd end up upside down in like China or Japan, and it's fantastic. And it's just a cute little thing, because if you kept going, you'd find like the fossils of the unicorn from Bejeweled.
From what?
Not Bejeweled,
It might have been Bejeweled, that was also PopCap.
yeah, it's Peggle, but it's got jewels next to it is why I'm thinking of it. PopCap blew a lot of games that I really love because I was a massive Bejeweled fan when I was younger, although it was the original Sega version.
See, my only experience of Bejeweled, did you remember Bejeweled Blitz on Facebook?
Yeah. There's an extra level on this called Begooled. You and you're laughing at that really bad humour.
It's funny. Right, do you want to use the squash, or are you going to wait till the
I'm going to wait until there's time to show it off, as it were.
Fair.
Would help if I planted the sunflower I thought of. There we go. But yeah, no, Begooled and Begooled Twist, which is where you have to spin them. Which just ends up being a tricky one.
Bejeweled Twist was a game on the DS.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever played Professor Layton?
No, I've heard good things about them.
I absolutely love Professor Layton. I used to play it all the time, including at work, which you have to understand, it was a really quiet bar, and if it was dead quiet, I'd just play on that because there was nothing else to do. Why am I doing nothing against him?
Yeah.
That's what squash does.
Nice.
And I'll show it off later.
So it's like a walnut with offensive capabilities.
Yes and no.
Why no?
It will protect the plant in front of it, so if there was, say, a snow pea there, and the zombie started chomping on it, you could plant a squash behind it and it would squish it there.
Right, okay, so what about vertically?
No, it can only go along the horizontal line.
Okay.
So, yes. And what am I doing? Neglecting my water. That sounded so wrong, didn't it?
Now?
Sorry, everyone.
God.
That was not meant to sound disgusting. Ooh, there we go, that's the levels unlocked.
Cool.
And you only get 3 of them or so, and then when you've completed the entire thing, you get to go back and do them all. So it kind of makes me go and do one of the levels now, or shows me it, so I'll do maybe the first one just to show it, and then we'll come back to that at the end.
Sounds like a plan. It's down.
Here's open. And Don't Call Me Shirley.
Still never seen that. It's
Don't.
Airplane, isn't it?
It's not particularly good. Yeah.
Oh, The Dragon and the Boy fucking love it. It's like their favourite film.
Oh, it was
They
my
quote
dad's.
it all the time.
So I had to watch it a lot as a kid. Thankfully, my dad had a lot better humour than Aeroplane. So, yeah. I survived.
Is it Leslie Nielsen?
Yeah. And I like Naked Gun 33 1/3. Like, I think that's a really good, terrible film. Although I had seen... What's it called? Not Still Game, that's the Scottish TV show.
Use your words.
I can't remember the name of the film, but it's an Irish one about the IRA, but also about when so the IRA kidnapped a British policeman, as in an English policeman, and held him hostage, and then they ended up shooting
They
him.
weren't going to be Welsh, were they?
It was more being, at the time, I think, certainly, well, I mean, even now parts of Ireland are British, so it's best to be clear.
Fair.
Oh, here we are. I think I'll use the squash on this guy.
What, the bucket head?
Yeah, because I'm unlikely to take him down that fast. Well, we'll try and see. But yeah, no, so the British cop sort of befriends one of the IRA guys and asks him, whatever happens, just please go and, look after my girl. And the IRA guy feels very guilty, ends up moving to England and looking after this girl and falling in love with her, and it's a whole thing, and then it turns out she's a dude. And that's basically referencing Naked Gun 33 1/3
Fair.
when the blonde girl takes off her clothes and she's got the banana.
Fair.
So yeah, and I was 8 when I saw both those.
And you were probably driving by then anyway.
I had definitely
upbringing.
been driving on private land at that point.
Terrible.
Not a tractor, which is extremely common. In fact, I went to school with a guy who had...
What's this fucker? This professor guy?
Professor?
He had like glasses on. And
You mean the newspaper guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw him a couple of...
Did we?
yeah.
I'm not sure you ever talked about that.
He's one of the zombies and he's reading the newspaper. He's an old man zombie or something. And yeah, he stumbles along reasonable speed, but once his newspaper's taken, he becomes enraged and runs after you.
Huh.
Have I not shown that off? I'm terrible.
No, we're probably talking shit about Michael Jackson at that point.
I think that was a really long conversation.
Yeah.
And speculative and
It's probably going to be an episode in its own right.
probably...
The Michael Jackson episode.
I'd like to think we were relatively respectful without being sugarcoating. So at this point, I'm just going to plant another row, which means that... Oh, I won't have time to plant it. But,
Is there any kind of scoring mechanism for this?
No, tragically, nothing carries over.
So it doesn't do something like tell you how few plants you can beat a level in or something like that?
No. I mean, there are options for that in the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Football, man. So the squash is an instant kill on whatever it touches.
Yeah.
That's handy.
And I will probably show it off in this row. And I'll just give this chance to get some more zombies so you can see. Don't know why I'm still collecting the sun at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure your 1200's enough.
It's just force of habit at
Yeah,
this point.
that's fair.
There we go, so now he's going to take out all 3 in one.
Hey, and relieves... Oh, is that some kind of crazy Triffid thing? Still not seen that either.
That
Triffid.
one's...
325 sun, bugger me.
It is, but it shoots peas in 3 horizontal lanes.
Holy shit. Is it only one wide itself?
Yeah,
Or is
so it's in one slot, but
That's handy.
shoots in 3. Yeah. It can be, I don't tend to use them except for in specials where I have to. But it can be quite useful. Ooh, there he is.
Spider-Man.
Wanna buy an extra sleeve slot?
Hey kids, wanna buy an extra seed slot?
I think yours is better. Or better yet,
I can't.
wanna buy a sundial?
I don't think I can keep the voice up, that really hurt my throat. It'll cost you $500, but you'll be able to... Oh no.
$5,000, but you'll be able to choose 8 seeds per level instead of 7. Will I? Yeah, I will.
What?
In the the mobile game, you're better off holding onto your cash because you need it to buy extra levels, and to buy the special levels and stuff, and they are really cool.
Oh shit, there's a scuba zombie.
Oh, it hasn't made us do it, so I'm gonna have a really quick look. Mini games. This is what the present was. So we have Zombotty, which is where the zombies have plant heads and they fight back. That's
Wow.
frustrating but fun.
We've seen Walnut Bowling already.
Exactly.
I think we've seen Slot Machine.
No,
I
Slot Machine.
was thinking of the ones where you have like the things coming on the rollers at the top.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So it costs Sun to press the slot machine, and if you get 3 of something on the bar at the top, then you get 3 of that plant. If you get 2 of them, you get 1 of the plant to plant.
That's cool.
It's cool, but sometimes it's really frustrating.
Fair. You gonna show them off now or not?
It didn't make me, so I'm just gonna come back to that later.
Fair.
And continue on with the adventure. So yeah, we have the snorkel zombie. So he will drop down into the water, so you've got a really limited time to kill him in the beginning if you're powerful enough, which is unlikely in this thing. It does happen later.
And then he pops up again like a shine in the box.
Yeah, then he pops up at the first plant and starts eating away.
Jesus.
So it's useful to have an extra layer of lily pad, preferably with walnut if you've got enough seed slots, which I picked, I believe.
Yeah, to kind of buffer it.
Yeah.
So he can't spring up further back in the line, he'll only spring up at the furthest forward one.
Yeah.
Cool.
At his first obstacle.
That makes sense.
I'll show off the 3-peater even though I bloody hate it. And because I've got enough space, we'll put in the walnut.
No spud mines. There's this one. Oh, this one. I only just realised this one's 6 instead of 5.
Yeah, that's probably why they give you the water to give you a bit more buffer time, because you're only protecting 4 in the beginning.
Yeah.
But it is technically harder to do. But again, it's that whole thing of it is tempered to lead you into how difficult it gets. Yeah. And it is...
It's a learning curve.
It's a learning curve. A lot of people call it handholdy. But for people like me who struggle, it was an excellent thing. This actually made me better at other games. You guys never got to meet me when I was really, really bad with games.
Didn't we?
No. This is me vastly improved post thing. I actually plant these as far back as possible because it doesn't let it go on exponentially, but the longer it takes you to kill off the first one, the longer it gives you until the next one arrives.
Yeah.
It just extends it a little bit, not a great deal, but it buys you a little more time. Again, to just build more sun-producing plants, which is just more currency. See what I mean about...
Cash, money, cash.
Yeah. Excellent capitalism, right here. So don't say games never teach you anything.
They just teach you about the struggle of the workers.
Oh my god.
Wage oppression.
You don't get to call me comrade when you're saying shit like that. Or you absolutely have to call me comrade depending on how you view it.
Fair.
But yeah, gaming also teaches you fine motor control, problem solving, and quick reactions.
What are you trying to sell?
It's, I had loads of arguments with my sisters about my nieces and nephews playing computer games. My sisters were dead against it, but would let them watch TV for hours. That's not entirely fair. They did a lot of outside stuff as well. But there was also that thing, if it was a rainy day, they could watch TV all day. It's like, that's fine, I respect that. But how are games any better or worse? It's like, oh well, they rot your brain, they do this. I'm like, that's what they said about TV. And
Sorry,
after a while,
you see that they rot your brain and then brains, which is very well timed. Continue.
Yeah, my eldest sister actually did have a Wii in the house that she'd never set up, so I set it up and I encouraged her what games to buy, and now the kids are obsessed. My nephews actually have a better games console than I do. I still have the PlayStation 3, they have the 4 with better games. Not that I'm bitter. No, it's good fun for them.
Yeah, but I bet they don't have access to sweet PC games from 10 years ago.
Fair, they don't. That's not actually true. Both of the families...
They've all got iPads, so...
Not all of them, but most of them. And I've set them up with Plants vs. Zombies, which they all love, which I got before iPads or anything. I don't think I even have them on their iTechnology now.
iTechnology? No, I get what you mean. It's just an amusing phrase.
Yeah, between them they have a lot of i
stuff.
things. Although one of them has decided that he wants a PC.
Good man. And
I was like, good on you. So I'm probably going to start planting my walnuts now.
You gonna show for 3-peater?
Oh, yes! I was supposed to do that. I'll do that in the next level, I apologise.
You're a terrible, terrible host.
I am, I'm just... I've played this like a million times. When I'm stressed or angry, this is my go-to game because it doesn't require any thinking.
This is what I'm here for, though. Not to get you stressed or angry. I'm here to remind you to kind of guide you. I'm playing the role of the assistant in Doctor Who.
You are, because...
having no experience in this game, therefore I'm being the viewer.
Yeah.
Assuming the viewer has no experience in this game as well, which is probably not the case statistically.
Yeah, most of them will have some degree, and mostly, you know, on the mobile game, it's extremely popular, very good.
Yeah.
But you have to buy a lot of stuff in game if you can get.
Do you actually have to, or?
The adventure mode is free.
Yeah.
But almost everything else you have to buy in game.
Right.
And if you play it enough, you can absolutely pay it with in-game money. But it does annoy me.
The GTA approach.
Yeah. And it does annoy me how much you could end up sinking into this game.
Fair.
When I first bought it, it was
fair,
like
you know what I mean?
£5. And it was worth it because it was the reason I had an iPhone. Because I'm really cool like that.
£5 plus 250 odd for the iPhone. And that's being generous.
I got it on a contract.
Oh, Snorkel fucker's gone in.
Snorkel's gone in, so we're going to see him.
So can mines and stuff work on him when he's doing that, or?
Well, you can't plant mines there.
Yeah.
But absolutely, if the first thing you encountered was squash, and squash would take him out. And later on you get something called vine something. And it's a weed. It's a seaweed thing, and you plant it here and it just sits under the water, but the first thing that touches it, no matter what it is, will get pulled under and die.
Cool.
But again, it's single use.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of almost like Tangela in how it looks.
Fair. So the scuba guys, if they were to eat the squash, or whatever, well not the squash, but eat the walnut,
Yeah.
do they then continue on, or?
Oh yeah, if you don't kill them off, they will just eat through everything.
But the squash kills them.
Yeah, squash kills them, or your plants will.
Will they stop at an empty lily pad or not?
Yep.
So they'll stop and eat the empty lily pad and then continue. Yep.
He'll probably just... Oh no, I've got too much there, I think. Oh, yeah, he just did it. Cool.
Lucky him.
Yeah. So I'll start showing off the repeater now. So he's hitting that, but because he's underground, he won't hit it.
To be underwater.
Yes. Under surface.
Submerged.
Submerged. And they're a single use in each lane. And we'll explore that next episode because I will get the potato mine
Next
and...
level. We don't know when the episode's going to be split until
next
editing.
level. And we'll do the potato mines and the squash until I can build enough repeaters because they're quite expensive, so they're difficult to load at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Well, they'd be pretty
like...
OP early on, wouldn't they?
Yes and no.
You started off with them at like 100 some.
Yeah. Again,
Like,
they take so long to rebuild.
True. I guess there's a reason why they cost. Why the things are pretty much scaled. As
Yeah.
in the standards are 100, the angry faced ones are 200.
Yeah. And they're basically one pea shooter in each lane,
Yeah.
and you don't need that in this kind of level
No, I suppose not.
because they do
Oh
take
shit,
their time.
those guys probably fucked up.
Yeah.
Jumped up.
They do that. The water levels can really let you down in the survival mode, which is endless.
Oh, right, sure.
There's plenty of videos online about how to do it, and I followed one that I found on YouTube, and it absolutely lasted forever. But I actually prefer to do my own because I think it's just interesting interplay with what you can and can't do. It's got strict rules, which we will explore, possibly in like extended cuts. It depends how much everyone hates this. Oh, speaking of,
Oh yeah, it's like if Tangela was possessed by Satan.